SuperFlashCards are the best. And I'm going to talk about why SuperFlashCards are the best. This is our table of contents for this video. SuperFlashCards is a technique that I learned from a book called How to Learn Any Language by Barry Farber. And he says put 6 words on one side and 6 words on the other. Vertical flip so that your hand doesn't do this carpal tunnel technique like this. You just flip it with your fingers back and forth like this. You're looking at the, say you're looking at the fourth word. The fourth word is right there. Your eyes don't really change position. Well, let me remind you what old school flashcards are. Here's old school flashcards. One word on this side, here's the answer on the back. You turn around, go to the next card. Here's the word on the back. Next card, here's the word. Svans, that means tail. Flip around like this. This is extremely tedious and wastes a lot of paper. This movement of your hand flipping around like this, I can't stand it, and it's a lot of cards. So why is this better than these old school ones? Number one, of course, because it saves space. All of these cards, these 12 cards right here, are contained on these 2 cards right here. Same words, obviously. I would much rather carry around the 2. Another thing that's cool about this is that you can use the Iverson method, which I showed you in a previous video, to the same idea, same principle of the Iverson method here with the SuperFlashCards. So in the Iverson method, I just do it on a piece of paper here, and here I try to remember 6 words at a time. 6 words at a time as you go across. But you can do the same thing with your flashcards. So rather than looking 1 word at a time, I would put this down and try to remember, how do I say box in Swedish? How do I say moderately dry? Dismal, teeny tiny, and to invent and to cheer up. If I forget, I'm still going to go through all the way through and try to remember, and then take a look. And then flip the cards over. Flip the card back again, and go back again and try to remember now that I've seen it. And keep going until I have it. Right? Another option, it's an easy way to kind of mix it up a little bit. For example, if you have a stack of these cards, you could just say, well, I just want to quickly review. I'm going to look at the top word of each card. So this representing the 6, and sometimes you sort of by association are sort of recalling other words inadvertently, and that's not a bad thing. You might choose to do, the first word on the first card, second word on the second card, whatever. Just there's so many different ways to mix this up, similar to shuffling a deck of index cards. Okay, let me show you exactly how I like to make these flashcards. First, I do a line in the middle, and then 2 more lines above and 2 more lines below to have space for 6 words. Don't start writing lines from the top and try to do 5 lines because it won't come out right. They won't be equal lines. So once you have that, and also if you're a teacher, make sure your students don't bust out the ruler and try to get it perfect, because they will waste a lot of time doing the wrong thing. The point is not to make perfect lines. The point is to have good words here, and then the words in the other language on the other side. So let me show you exactly how I do this with Swedish. Some words that I've been studying lately are I famnen, bosit, burkarna, varsamt, veklade, and meddelande. So I'd write them like that, and then again vertical flip, and then write those words in arms or embrace. Sometimes you might need a phrase. Next I had mischievously, cans, like tin cans, carefully, unfolded, and message. Then I just study like this. So usually I go from the target language back to the English. So ifamnen, I try to remember what that was. If I forget, the first time I'll probably just go back again and check it again. Then I can try to do 2 words, right? Ifamnen is embrace or in arms. Busit is mischievously, yes. Tin cans, carefully, folded, and message. Unfolded, veklade, unfolded. And then once I believe I have it, then I would go to this side and try to do it back into Swedish from this side. So I famnen, bosit, burkarna, varsamt, veklade, and meddelande. And then I would mix these cards with the words that I already have I usually keep them all, same language up, and mix them up, and then, go ahead and practice my words. So uses in the classroom. What I typically do when I'm teaching Spanish is I'll pass out 2 or 3 cards per student and have them write down, say, the top 5, top however many words, their hardest words for the chapter. So this is from Spanish 1, que asco, por supuesto, compartir, nunca, siempre, and sabroso, which mean how disgusting, of course, to share, never, always, and tasty. And so I have them choose the words that are hardest for them. Of course, they want to learn. There's no need to practice words you already are not going to forget, but words that are difficult for you to master. Now, how do we use this in the classroom? After a while, you'll get bored of studying your own words. So, picture a classroom full of students. So I have them take their cards, hand them, trade them with another student. And now, so the other student has your cards. The game is this: to win your card back, you need to get 5 out of 6 of these words correct. So the student, my partner would say, okay, how do you say, or in Spanish, ¿cómo se dice? How disgusting. And I need to remember, que asco. If I don't, that's 1 strike. And he would say, que asco. And I'd say, oh yeah, que asco. Then he would say, how do you say, or ¿cómo se dice? Of course. And I would say, por supuesto, and go on. If I get 5 out of these words correct, then I win it back. If not, he just puts it at the back of his stack, and then it's my turn to ask him about each of the words. You would still finish that card out so the other student can hear those words, and then back to your turn. Now it's my turn again to win my next card back. So this is a great way to encourage interaction between the students, asking and answering questions, and making it a little bit more exciting, more of a game. In terms of knowing the words on the card, and also knowing sets of words. So you want to know 5 out of 6 to say that you know this card. Now, one of the problems with studying Japanese and Chinese is that you're studying more than one thing at a time. With those languages, you're studying the kanji, or the hanzi, and the pronunciation of the word itself. So one of my solutions is simply to write side by side the romanization and the characters. So this is Japanese, not Chinese. So here I have the romaji, and then I have over here the kanji. And you could also do, I prefer to study with romaji. I find it sticks in my brain better, but if you want to, you could do both the romaji and the hiragana, or just the hiragana. And then, of course, study from any direction you want. You could cover this up and try to remember what the kanji is. You could also try to read these and say, this is tayo, this is muchu, sasu, kokochi, yubi, and yobu. Or, of course, from this side going back into the other direction. If you're trying to remember kanji, of course, it's always good to try to write it. So you might have the word down and then write them down on a piece of paper, flip it over and see if you got it right. Okay? That's another way to, and Chinese would be about the same. You'd have, it would be the same thing, essentially here. So SuperFlashCards, 6 on a side, being able to flip easily, being able to count them easily. Clearly this is 24 terms right here. Not having to move your hand like a fan. There's lots of advantages. Also handing them as a card, as a set of cards in a sort of game-like activity in the classroom or for your own personal study. There's so many reasons I love SuperFlashCards, and give it a try. I think you won't go back to the old school flashcards once you do. Alright, thanks for watching.